Hey guys, what's up? It's a Cultural Detective here, investigating your favorite movies, TV shows, and animes, and today I'm going to be doing a movie roundup video where I talk about the movies, TV shows, and animes I watched in the last couple of weeks or so. I watched many movies in October, so I decided to tone it down a little bit for November. So in this video, you're not gonna see that many movies, unfortunately. But starting off in November, I watched Killers of the Flower Moon, the new film by Martin Scorsese. And you know what? I don't have that much to say because it is already really great. What I can say is that this is real cinema. This is cinema. It is a masterpiece, and go see it now. And Martin Scorsese is literally the king. I'm giving it a strong 9 out of 10. Then I watched Full River Red, the new Chinese film by Zhang Yimou, and it has hands down one of the worst scores I've ever heard. It has a weird mix of traditional Chinese music, electronic, and what seems to be shouty opera vocals, and it sounds absolutely horrid. Every time the score plays, I try to mute the movie. I enjoy twists and turns, I love the production design, I love the Southern Song Dynasty, I love Chinese period films, but the twists and turns get really gratuitous and tedious very soon. And then we have the ending, which is very patriotic and it's very silly. So yeah, I'm feeling a 6 out of 10 on this movie. Next up, I watched Memoria by Abhijapong Weerasetakul. And I'm finally able to watch it for some reason. I thought it'll never go on digital because if you check Memoria on various websites, Memoria is basically a movie that's going to screen in cinemas around the world for the rest of eternity, I guess. But for some reason, I'm able to watch it digitally, so that's very funny. Or, I mean, yeah, of course I'm able to watch it digitally, but also I'm able to watch it on my own laptop. But yeah, this movie is even less accessible than Uncle Boonmi. It's a really slow and a really challenging watch. Some shots last for 4 or 5 minutes, and the entire last act of the film is like an hour long. The first half is kind of like a mystery fantasy, but the second half is basically one long meditation. Instead of a love letter to Thai folklore, we have a hardened story at Colombia with more universal themes of sleep and dream and magical realism as well. The ending is very plain and simple. It felt very artsy and deliberate, but also I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as Uncle Boonmi's ending. However, I still love the sound design of it. Tilda Swinton is an amazing actress. Also, fun fact, I watched a bulk of this movie in Japanese subtitles because there are no Chinese subtitles and there are no English subtitles, and the closest thing I can understand is Japanese. And then turns out halfway through the movie I realized that the English subtitles are actually working. It's really weird. 8 out of 10. Then I watched In Broad Daylight. This is a new Hong Kong film, and for a Hong Kong film, it's really, really good. For a film in general, it's just okay. It's still very overly melodramatic. The dialogue still feels very forced. However, the pacing is fantastic, and I wish filmmakers in Hong Kong would focus more on other genres than this socio-politically conscious type of movies, because for some reason, 90% of the movies coming out of this Hong Kong indie movement is really socio-politics, which I applaud, but also maybe it's a little too much. Then I finally finished watching the anime Skip and Loafer. For some reason, it took me forever to finish watching this anime. I had to watch this anime episode by episode for the most part. But yeah, it is a wholesome, cutesy, slice-of-life rom-com anime. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if I relate to the characters more because they have really happy high school experiences. And I just couldn't relate. 7 out of 10. Then I rewatched Drifting. I played this movie from my parents, and it's also my second watch. I only watched the first half, but yeah, on a rewatch, I still like it a lot. I don't regret giving this movie an 8 out of 10 at all. I think the performances are all really great. I think Jun Lee, the way he writes people, the way he writes socio-political things, is really realistic and grounded. 8 out of 10. Then I watched Summer Snow. I watched this in preparation for Anne He's new documentary Elegies, which I'm actually watching tomorrow. And this movie is really funny and wholesome, even though the underlying story is really sad. Anne He is one of the few people who can make a story really funny without devaluing the gravity of the situation. I enjoyed the movie overall. 8 out of 10. Strong 8. Then, finally, I finished watching Attack on Titan. The entire series is over. I think the ending is great. I don't get the hate. Maybe it's a little bit rushed, maybe a bit confusing, but overall I love it. I really love it. I'm happy I watched this anime because this is truly some of the most ingenious writing I've ever encountered, and if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, what the hell are you doing? This thing's gonna change the way you look at storytelling. 9 out of 10. Then yesterday I finished watching Sauna Teen by Beat Takeshi. Kitano Takashi. Yeah. Just like Johnny To films, this is an icy, cold-blooded gangster film, particularly Japanese gangsters, Yakuza. And instead of focusing on the violence, it focuses on the cold-bloodedness of the violence and the emptiness of the main character. This movie is way artsier than I thought it would be. The stop-motion sumo scene is really fun, and there are some genuinely fun and heartwarming scenes here and there, but they're no different from the brutal violence that happens in the first act and the last act, because to the main character, it's all the damn same. 9 out of 10. So yeah, these are the movies and animes I watched in the last couple of weeks or so. Have you watched any of these? Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more. Thanks for watching.